I first got introduced to a band called Creeper like 5-ish years ago by a friend who had one song he'd heard off one of their albums that had released recently called Poisoned Heart, and I happened to really like that song. It's like kind of more acousticy, kind of softer, more impassioned. Like honestly, based on that particular song, I would have had no idea. I did have no idea of the like actual kind of gimmick and idea behind the band Creeper. The vocal range the lead singer shows in that song is sublime. He's got this really like throaty, dramatic, kind of deep voice for the verses. It's very kind of like, I don't know, booming is maybe not quite the right word, but it's definitely intense. And then he just flips up like, I don't know, like 50 octaves. It hits that really, really high note for the chorus, and it's great. And I'm not gonna lie, I never bothered to check out anything else by that band at all. In fact, they were at Download like 2 years ago, 2024, which I was at, and I didn't go and see them because it was slightly too rainy and I only knew one song, so we were saving our energy, which I now hugely regret, because they released an album on Halloween called Sanguivore 2 Mistress of Death. What a name. And it just kind of came across, and I was like, oh, Creeper, I remember that name, I remember that band. And I chucked it on, and you know what? This album slaps. It's great the whole way through. It's this perfect, like, kind of occult, kind of borderline shock rock. It's got this very kind of like grandiose, almost old school like classic rock feel to it, especially with the instrumentation, but then it's also got all these like fun, weird subgenres. It sounds a bit Blue Oyster Culty, it sounds a bit Alice Cooper, it sounds a bit Meatloaf. All of these things I love, and the one that has jumped out at me more than any of the others is Pray for the Night, because holy goddamn, that song, the first time I went through it, I was like, ooh, now what in the bloody hell is this? They released like 3 singles ahead of time, and I found out this album was coming out like the day before it did, and I listened through all of them in order. So it was Black Magic, It's a Ritual, Headstones, and Pray for the Night. And I like all of those songs, but I listened to them in that order. And the first one, Black Magic, I was like, it's quite good. It's got a kind of like slightly camp chorus, but it's fun. I like the female backing vocals kind of passing between the choruses. That was fun. And then we had Headstones, and I liked that one even more. And then we had Pray for the Night. And I think this might end up being one of my singles of the year. I'm not joking. I love that Halloween is the period of time where all of these bands, who are not only a Halloween band, right, but they all save their music for releases on Halloween Day, because why wouldn't you? But, you know, this stuff is great all year round, so I'm currently feasting. I also discovered Avatar for the first time the other day, and I've been obsessed with one of their songs as well, Don't Go in the Forest, which if people are interested in, I would like to cover as well, because I'm having an interesting arc discovering Avatar. So anyway, back to Creeper. I wanted to go through and watch the music video for Pray for the Night, because I've not seen the video, I just know the song, and just kind of break down everything about the song that is so awesome. And maybe if there's interest, I will listen through the album a little bit more, formulate my thoughts, and we'll do a full album review. But for now, let's jump in, listen to and watch Pray for the Night, and just have a good old time, because this song is banging. Yeah, so I am aware that there is sort of like a concept going on here, like a story. Apparently there's some like recurring characters of which I know nothing, so I'm hoping I'm not going to be totally lost, but maybe I will be, we'll see. Okay, kind of giving me shades of Dance Macabre by Ghost, kind of like knocking at the spoopy door. And also, why is this lady in black and white?
For your approval, a quiet suburban town on an autumn evening.
Oh, okay.
October 31st.
So this is definitely a like Twilight Zone parody to some degree, right? I submit for your approval, or whatever it was, something like that. That is definitely Twilight Zone, especially with the black and well. I was gonna go on to say Orwellian and managed to get that one totally sludged together.
The air is crisp, the leaves dying, the shadows long. Inside one home, a young girl lets her boyfriend slip past the threshold. The familiar story of love and desire plays out by...
I know that she's like being deadpan on purpose, but I don't know why. It's it's kind of hard not to laugh a little bit. I actually didn't realize the Creeper were English until like quite recently as well, and it's kind of funny hearing like a vaguely southern-ish English accent attached to this.
Behind closed doors. But tonight is Halloween.
Taco-flavored Doritos.
In this neighborhood, the line between innocence and evil is paper thin.
Now that, I believe, is the Sanguivore, based on the album artwork, I think.
This evening, their embrace may be less a memory and more a warning, for they are about to discover that some tricks last far longer than treats.
Okay, well, ominous setup. Oh, okay, interesting. Ah, was that called a Stalkman? If that was a really, really nice detail. It was awesome. Classic. This is gonna make me so nostalgic. He's just like, ah, okay, cool. Song is starting. Yes, here we are. Just this like repeated that like one note, the dun 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 going through again, just gives me massive shades of Alice Cooper straight out of the gate. It's kind of, yeah, definitely Alice Cooper. I'm thinking he's back behind the mask, something like that. Very good at establishing this kind of like sinister, slightly 80s inspired, you know, kind of synthwave, but then also not. And I guess this lady's a professional dancer who's gonna dance while this dude is like handcuffed to the bed. We'll see. It's just those little details. Again, he's got this such a charismatic voice. It's very deep, he sings down here. And then having these little like oohs in the background is such nice attention to detail. It makes the whole thing feel very theatric.
She dominates and she takes complete control.
I reckon that Kurt was not meant to be there. She played that off really, really well. She's quite good, though. I quite like this dance motif thing. I feel like the context of the dude on the bed is, like, kind of weird, but it's all working. It's very thematic. It's just this chorus. This chorus makes me just want to listen to it on repeat forever. I don't know what it is. It's that big chunky guitar called the thum that comes in over there, over what is otherwise an intentionally sparse sort of setup to start with, which is perfect. And then again, his vocals, it's not unlike Poisoned Heart, where he's suddenly going from this very deep thing to this much higher, this blast. And then, I don't know, the melody itself is very clever. This very like falling, the na 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 na. It's so intoxicating. And then you've also got these great backing vocals in there. The lady, I think, the lady, I don't know why I said that so weirdly. The woman who is part of the band who is doing all the backing vocals for this, which I didn't know was a thing because she was not present in Poisoned Heart, really, really makes it. The way that their voices play off each other is awesome. It's just such an elating swell of sound. It really does make me think of classic Meatloaf. We've also got that piano line nipped in there now as well, just following the melody. It's comparatively quiet, but again, it really helps to fully swell out the sound. It's so broad and it's well produced as well. It's definitely a upside. The dude in the background is so fucking distracting. Where do they find this actor? Like, he's got tats, sure, so he's like plausibly a Creeper fan, but like he looks stoned, if anything. Again, really like this sort of breakout section. You get the female vocals getting this kind of like non-lyrical section just to kind of like bridge out from this big fat chorus and trying to make it so that the verses feel less jarring to get into. It's a nice little transition thing. It's nice craftsmanship to sort of find these segments to slot into each other the way they do. And also, I've got to give this woman credit. She's a good fucking dancer. Like, it is difficult. I mean, I'm not a particularly good dancer. I was once described as a great singer, an okay actor, and a bad dancer by one of the musical directors. But I can tell you now, still, just on your own there for like 2 minutes, and keeping it compelling, that's a skill. I wonder if she choreographed it as well, or whether there was a separate choreographer. Oh, another shot. Okay. Ah, spooky lady's inside.
Some boys want to be consumed.
Yes! Again, what a fantastic way to get back into that verse. To start with, the lyric is just kind of like fun in itself. Some boys want to be consumed. But the way he delivers it, the sort of very over the top, very kind of Hammer horror feeling like delivery, it's so clever. Having everything else drop out for that one line where he's going right down into the lower registers of his voice again, in contrast to the very high wavering female vocalists we've had in the section prior to this. It's just so clever. And then I'm always a big fan of a little gudong with the drums. Just a little drum smack on the way into that verse, just a little lead in it's so good. It really brings you back down again in a like kind of intense way. Also, music video wise, enjoying that she's now a scary vampire lady. She's wearing the makeup I have seen pictures of Creeper wearing, so I'm assuming this is like their gimmick. It's unique. Every time I see a different horror-y band with a different set of makeup on it, I'm like, how are people able to come up with more original sort of ideas? I would have thought, spoopy face paint has got a limit of times that you can do it, but apparently not. And final note is I still cannot get over this dude tied to the bed. Just look at him. He just looks like somebody who's like slightly amused at where he is. He's like, this is nice. Looks scared, sir. There we go. There's a bit of acting. He shuffled a bit. The upside down trick again, nice. I think compared to the first verse as well, the guitar that's just doing the chugging sort of power chords at the bottom, they're either mixed slightly higher or they're being played slightly higher. It's a bit more intense than the first time round. Yeah, I quite like the occasional moment of lip syncing she does as well, whether it be with his vocals or the other one, but it kind of grounds it. It's fun. It's so cheesy, and that's great. Little Britta reference. And that is a saxophone line right across there that's coming for the second time round. It's mirroring the melody. It's, I think, probably a soprano saxophone based on my knowledge of being a saxophonist. It's so screaming out for what this song required. Honestly, the first time through that first chorus, I was like, this song could do with like a brass section or some woodwind or something in it. And there it is. It almost touches the line of being over orchestrated, apart from the fact that it's totally what this song is about. It's what they're leaning into. It's perfect. The way I described this when I was pitching it to my girlfriend was, it's like if John Steinman wrote an Alice Cooper song. And I think that definitely rings true. This is his little shuffle on the bed. It's almost like struggle, and he's like, actually, that saxophone also blends really, really nicely with the backing vocals as well. They're in a quite similar register, so they almost sound like they're both duetting with each other. Little bridge section. Again, just having this spoken word thing kind of coming in there, just kind of like voiceover almost for like the beginning of a film. Almost, again, a little Orwellian. And it's like very fun to have this sort of like spoken word section. And it's just like, it's a perfect palate cleanser. The way that this is structurally put together is really clever. Just give everyone a break from the over instrumentation for a second, because I know what's coming and it's gonna be good. I'd love to know what the law is. Someone's got to let me know.
Is raising more than just the dead up
there. Okay, I've got to give it credit. The deadpan delivery on that was wonderful. And then they look straight into the camera after. Ready? It's a key changer, oh yeah! Oh, I love it. I love a good key change. Anyone who watches this channel is well aware that I am a sucker for a key change, and what a great one it was too. Interestingly, it's not, I don't think it's going up actually. It's the second key change on this album that I've heard through where, yeah, it's not like your traditional just knock everything up a semitone or knock everything up a tone. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but it's really, really elating. It's the kind of chorus, especially with the way that it kind of hits this high note, the na-na-na-na-na-na-na, just having that, like, soaring and then falling moment, change keys, and then now you've got a wailing lead guitar line going over there. There's a piano in there. There's a saxophone. There's backing vocals. It is just carnage in the best possible way. And now the Sangravor is here, and Scary Dance Girl is actually like, oh no, I'm scared too. And that, it looks like actual fear in her eyes, because this lady seems like quite a good actor. And that dude is like, oh man, I've just run out of Doritos. Ah, yes. And the Sangravor is here. She's jacked. Ah, awesome. Just awesome. There is so much to love in that song. It's beautifully overwritten in a very obviously intentional way. It's like a style parody almost, but not a parody. That I feel like that does this song discredit, but it's like a love letter, I guess you could say, to this kind of like very over, like it's very bat out of hell coded, if you ask me. It's all of these classic rock instruments all bleeding in there, all firing at once. The backing vocals are perfect. Everything sits there perfectly. The melody line is catchy. The one criticism I might be able to level at it is that maybe there was room for a little bit more melodic variation in that chorus, because it does basically do the exact same melody for all three repeats of that chorus. But you know what? It's strong enough that it really doesn't matter. I'm still catching myself screaming along to it. I'm waking up in the middle of the night with that song blaring in my head. It's just wonderful. It's like perfectly even parts, kind of camp and silly, but takes itself seriously enough that it's done properly. The production is good. All the performances are good. I like the music video too. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the dude in the bed was making me laugh like a lot. I wonder honestly if he was maybe like a fan of the band that won some sort of competition to be an extra in one of their videos. I don't know where they found that dude, but his kind of like just general apathy to what was going on the entire way through was extremely funny to me. But I like the dance thing. It makes me think of, like, I don't know, the music video for the President song Rage Again, where it's just like an extended dance sequence, or Dance Macabre actually, surprisingly enough. She was a great dancer. She really committed to the bit. The makeup was fun. I like the aesthetic. The strange black and white lady. I wasn't such a huge fan of the intro from her, but that one random line in the middle, very entertaining. This is great. I'm definitely going to need to go back and listen to more Creeper. I really like this whole album. I've only listened to the whole thing through a couple of times, but already I'm enjoying it. Like, there's a lot of really great songs on there. In fact, if you guys are interested, I'm going to do a few more listens through, then I might formulate my opinions properly and we'll do a full album review, because I think it's probably worth it. But also, I would love for you guys in the comment section to let me know some other classic banger Creeper songs. Also, any context for like the story that's going on, because I'm sure that I've jumped into, like, you know, episode 25 of a sort of horror anthology TV show at this point, so I have no idea. Very, very enthusiastic with this entire thing, if you couldn't tell, so I'm going to allow myself to pause and breathe and say thank you very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all of that crazy stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!